Curious sort of what the adrenaline was like after you got back to the hotel, just sort of the aftermath of last night's game. Did you hear from any of your Warriors teammates, anybody else? And how do you sort of, I mean, you've had experience in the playoffs when you have a big game, a big win, dramatic win like that. How do you sort of recharge and come back for an even bigger game, 48 hours later?
I mean, that's just from the reps and experience of being in a playoff type vibe where give everything you have to whatever game you're playing, then you have a recovery day and you enjoy the success of winning, but you understand you got work to do. So there's a fine balance to that. A lot of people reach out, obviously, tuned in, saying how dramatic the game was, watching it, and whether they were in the building or at home watching, just how much fun they had watching us play. So we got a lot of support from a lot of different people all around the world, and I understand how big of a moment this is. And it comes down to tomorrow to try to get one more win. So you lock into that playoff kind of routine to recharge physically and mentally for another battle on Saturday.
Tim?
Steph, thanks for doing this. First of all, when you look back at last night, is there a particular moment, something that was said, or KD shot, or you and Melo? What's the first thing, like when you close your eyes and think about last night? What's the one moment that you're going to carry with you from that game?
I don't know. It's still fresh. I think it's just the whole vibe of that fourth quarter. The group that started the fourth, and then when Joel came in halfway through the fourth, and just it was you understood the moment and the stakes and the uncomfortable nature of like being down for so much of the game and having 10 minutes to come back. I think when Devin Booker hit the three at the top of the key, that's when I felt the momentum kind of shift, and then we capitalized off of it from there. And it seemed like, everybody made the shot that they needed, and we got the stop that we needed. The only thing, we just couldn't get any rebounds, but it was like just a sequence of plays that just built confidence and momentum. And you look up and, the shot I hit would go up one, and that turns into 5-point lead after layup, and you understand, like, we just get a couple stops, we're home free. So the whole fourth quarter was unreal. I'm sure hopefully when we have a medal on around our neck, gold one tomorrow, you'll be able to reminisce on all of it.
Jeff?
Steph, does this remind you at all of your Davidson days, where it's that one and done kind of tournament atmosphere, unlike a playoff series where you can lock in to an opponent? And what do you know about this France team? What do you expect?
Yeah, somebody asked me had I been in that kind of environment. It is different in the playoffs because, like you said, you do know a team so well after a 7-game series. And even if it's an elimination game, there's a familiarity there. When you're down as much as we were against Serbia in the way that they were playing, that in-game adjustment takes over. I think when we played Georgetown back in 2008, that was probably the closest I could think to a comeback like that I've experienced personally, with the one and done kind of nature of what this tournament is. So the challenge is, you got to turn the page and prepare a team we haven't played yet. We knew Serbia so well after 3 games, but France is playing great. I think they made a couple rotation changes after the pool play and have thrived off of their home court, or their the support from their home country. And so I know it's going to be a battle. It's what it's supposed to be if you're trying to win a gold medal, but I think we'll be locked in and focused on the strategy and the game plan that'll help us be successful. And then it's just a matter of going out and being the killers that we are, that we've shown this whole tournament.
Joe?
Good afternoon. Last night, LeBron said something interesting. He said he's 39, he's going into his 22nd season, and he doesn't know how many more opportunities and moments that he'll have where he can really win something. And that's kind of a hard thing for like a reporter to suggest to somebody like you, like, hey, you might be running out of time, or maybe the Warriors or this or that. But since LeBron kind of brought it up, I was curious for you, like, is part of this experience and winning tomorrow night is part of the reason it's so important because you don't know how many more chances like this you have.
I was just speaking on the Olympics. I've always come into this. I mean, you never say never, but I came into this experience thinking that this would be my one and only time to play in the Olympics and experience this stage. So that was part of my sense of relief and joy. Like, I didn't want to be on the team that, since '04 didn't make it to the gold medal game and get a gold medal. My one, opportunity here. So all that stuff you're thinking about while you're still just trying to have fun playing the game that you know. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because we all signed up for this, to accomplish a mission, and we're one game away from doing it. And we were threatened like crazy for, 30 some odd minutes yesterday until we finally figured it out. So it's just a matter of, answering the call of what does it mean to what is it going to take to win one more game, and what that means in the scope of your career and all that. Like, for me, it's just boiled down to the Olympics. I know it's probably my one chance, so let's go get it done.
Okay, next we'll go to Sean, please.
Hey, Steph. So obviously you're going into this gold medal match against France, the host nation. What are you expecting from them on Saturday, and how are you preparing for that one-off game?
You expect them to play the game of their life because, they're gonna have the home court adrenaline. They're riding a big momentum after these last two games. You gotta expect them to play great, but we expect that from ourselves as well. Learn the guys' tendencies, who we'll be playing against, what's made them successful so far, and try to take it away from them. At the end of the day, we got to play with confidence and be able to. I think last night will help us to have to deal with the adversity at the level that we did, because we know the crowd is going to be, loud and obnoxious for them, and as they should be, and we got to be able to handle, the emotions of it all. I'm sure each one of us can probably think of a building that you've gone into in your career, and like, it's a hostile environment that nobody likes you and nobody wants to see you win. You got to channel that energy and just be ready for whatever happens.
Okay, we'll go Sam and then Nick and then see where we're at.
Morning, Steph. Like Tim said, thank you for doing this. You just alluded to it with Joe, the idea that for the American players, on the one hand, you're honored to be on the team and this is your first time and you're embracing the experience, but there's this backdrop that no other team faces, where if you don't get the job done, there's infamy attached to that. 2004 is just something that is never going to go away. How have you always looked at that component of this experience, and did that element cross your mind when you made your choice?
I mean, the history of USAB, and like you said, the lofty success that we've had, since that '04 year, and just, yeah, there's pressure. That's a part of it, but with the group that we have, I know the way that we all approach the game of basketball, the sacrifice that's been, evident up and down the roster this whole time. Like, I knew that would be with the outcome, and that would be something that you kind of rest assured, like, whoever the 12-man group was, we're all here to win. Like, we're all giving up a lot of time over our summers. We understand the pride of representing your country. We understand, like you said, the expectations. So there's a lot of like-mindedness there that honestly we don't even have to speak about. It's just, it shows up in the work. It shows up in being able to move on from game to game, whether it's your night, whether it's somebody else's night. And I think we've had a lot of good energy around our team. So we have to obviously bottle that up for one more game, but that was just expected, what it means to play for Team USA with the success that, we've had.
Just a super quick follow. Did that cross your mind during the game last night? Is there any moment where you're going, you got to be kidding me right now? Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think a couple of questions ago, it was like, yeah, I don't want to be on that team that doesn't get it done, knowing this is my own opportunity. So whatever motivates you,